Rhea Barkthorn. The river was low. Stone showing. Rhea Barkthorn liked it that way. Easier to cross with the lichen baskets. She gathered glowmoss, the kind that bloomed only under the shadowed peaks. Good price at the market in Hollow Creek. It wasn't a life, not really. Just doing. Each day the same weight of wet stone and the slow ache in her back. The peak stayed grey, and the river kept moving. She wasn't looking for more, or less. Just the moss. A raven landed on her basket, a black weight. It didn't peck, didn't caw. Just stared. Then it dropped something. A carved bone, smooth and cold. Not a trade item. Too old. She recognized the markings. Eclipse runes. They hadn't been used in generations. Old magic. Bad magic. A tremor ran through the ground, slight, but she felt it in her teeth. The river shifted, a deeper growl now. She should have left it. Tossed the bone back into the grey scrub. Ignored the tremor. But the bone, it fit in her hand. Not comfortably, not naturally. It felt necessary. Like a missing piece. She hadn't thought about the eclipses, the rituals, in years. But her grandmother, she'd told stories. Dangerous stories. Rhea turned toward the shadowed peaks, not Hollow Creek. The market could wait. The higher she climbed, the thicker the mist. The air tasted like iron. She found the clearing marked on her grandmother's brittle map, a ring of standing stones, half swallowed by the earth. But the stones weren't right. Some were broken, others moved. A young man, a scholar by his worn clothes, was frantically scribbling in a book, ignoring her. He mumbled about alignments, about a flawed ritual. He warned her to leave. Said the eclipse was coming, and something was already wrong. He wouldn't look her in the eye. The scholar was right. It wasn't the eclipse that was wrong, it was the stones. They weren't aligned for a summoning, but a breaking. Her grandmother hadn't told her this. She hadn't known. The runes on the bone pulsed, a cold light. The scholar, realizing her connection to the bone, tried to take it. He said it was the key to stopping the ritual. He was strong, but she was bigger. She knocked him down, and he hit his head on a stone. He lay still. She didn't have time to check. The sky was darkening, even before the eclipse began. She needed something to anchor the ritual, to redirect the energy. Something of the earth. The scholar had mentioned ironwood, a tree that grew only on the highest peaks. She found a small grove, twisted and gnarled. The trees resisted, their branches like claws. She broke off a branch, thick as her arm, ignoring the pain. The bone in her hand felt heavier now, thrumming with power. She needed to reach the central stone before the eclipse reached its peak. The eclipse was total. Blackness pressed down. The stones hummed, the ground vibrated. She jammed the ironwood branch into a crack in the central stone, then raised the bone. The runes flared, burning cold. A voice, not her own, echoed in the clearing. It spoke of ancient hunger, of a world remade in shadow. She focused, pushing back against the darkness, channeling all her strength into the stone. It felt like tearing herself apart, stone by stone. The darkness receded. The eclipse passed. She collapsed, the bone falling from her numb fingers. The clearing was silent, the stones still. The scholar was gone. She didn't know if she'd stopped something, or simply delayed it. She stood, slowly, painfully. The river would still flow, the peaks would still be grey. But something had shifted. The weight in her back felt different. Lighter, maybe. She turned away from the clearing, not toward Hollow Creek, but deeper into the shadowed peaks. There was work to be done,